Well, hello everybody and welcome back down to the shop. Glad you stopped by today. Man, oh man, it is hot in Tennessee. The dog days of summer are definitely here. We're up over 100. I think they said a while ago it's 101 right now. It's been hot for several days. Still got some more hot days to go. It's been just a hot summer. 99, 98 every day. And I tell you, when it gets like that, I have a philosophy about that. I think that the bass are just like people. With that, what I mean is they want to be cool when it's hot and they want to be warm when it's cold. It's just like us. Man, I want to sit around up there in the house in the air conditioning. I'd come down in the shop. And I got a fan blowing to stay cool. And y'all know, the other videos that I've done. I have a heater down here in the shop, but bass are no different. If you want to catch them, in my opinion now, and I've caught a bunch. I'll leave it at that. I just feel like if we treat those bass like we do people, you're gonna be productive in catching them every time. Now, in the summertime like this, of course, nighttime fishing or early morning fishing or late in the evening fishing is where it's got to be. Some people like to go out in the very middle of the lake in the hottest part of the day. I can't do that anymore. I used to do that a lot, but I can't do it anymore. But I like to go early in the morning and fish, 9:30, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I'm retired, so I can come on back home. But that's what I like to do, and I think you're more productive like that, where you can at least enjoy it. It's not very enjoyable out there if you're burning up. But I want to show you today pretty much what I fish with in the hot summertime days to catch the bass. Now, a lot of times people say, I can't use a jig. I'm not good with a jig. Well, myself, I used to be the same way, okay? And because I didn't throw one, but now I have 2 or 3 jig rods on the boat every time I go out, and I'll find some way, some kind of jig to fish, and I'll catch more fish. I may not get as many bites, but the bites that I get will be some really good bites, and you will too. Summertime, let me just show you a couple of things I like to use. Now, the rod that I use is a Falcon 7-foot heavy action flipping rod. I throw most of my jigs, I'll throw them 15-pound fluorocarbon. That's Seaguar, of course. Whatever reel you want to use, as long as it's high speed. And I'll tell you why, high speed. You want to throw that jig, work that jig, and then get it back in the boat so you can do it again. And that's why I say a high-speed reel, whatever brand you like, that's your opinion. But as long as you make it a high-speed reel. This is an 8 1-to-1, and I get it back and I make another flip. So that's my setup. That's most of my jigs are set up on that same setup. A heavier jig, I might throw a little bit heavier rod with heavier, say 20-pound Seaguar fluorocarbon. Now this right here, this is the color that I throw 80% of the time, 80 to 90% of the time in the summertime. It's a green pumpkin with chartreuse. I'll throw that right there. Now this one's rigged up. Went fishing yesterday, caught some good bass. This one's rigged up, and that's a Dirty Jigs pitching jig is what that is. Now I trim my skirt, my weed guard. I usually would trim those down a little bit, but this one is rigged up with a well, crap. I forgot what it's Reaction Innovations Crawl. Hey, what can I say? I'm getting old. And the reason I done that yesterday, because we was throwing right up against the bluff, and I wasn't getting a lot of movement out of it. And I did really good on that jig yesterday. And I like to throw that chartreuse and green pumpkin most of the time in the summertime. Now, another one that I like to throw summertime, and I throw these summertime and wintertime also, is a Dirty Jigs. And this and here is a go-to. I know some of you have you know what I'm talking about the go-to color. That's a really good color to throw year-round. I'll throw something like a Bitsy Bug. I'll downsize it in the wintertime. Throw a Bitsy Bug, some kind of orange, stained, dirty water. I always try to throw something black and blue. I got black and blue on one of my other rods over there right now. I've had a lot of success with that. But two colors that I will throw 80, 90, 95% is that green pumpkin chartreuse and the go-to. It's just those two colors are my favorite. Now, I like to throw different trailers on them. One of the new colors that NetBait's come out with, I don't know if y'all tried them or not, it's called a Delta Flare. And this color right here, I really like that color. You can see it, what it looks like. I can put it on a green pumpkin jig. I can put it on a go-to. I can throw whatever. And it's got a lot more action to it as it's falling. That is a really good color on your jigs. Now, in the springtime, I just like the standard. I like a Paca Slim. Just seems like that's a good one. I throw different kinds, of course, like I said. But in the wintertime, I like a green pumpkin with that orange tip. See that orange tip right there? It's just something about that orange tip in the wintertime that they like. And winter, I'm saying late winter coming into spring, okay? I'm not talking about dead of winter, but, you know, springtime of the year, that's a really, really good color. That's just a couple of my colors that I like to throw. Now, I've got every color here you can think of. Swim jigs. I've got our swim jig. I just like to fish with a jig. Finesse jigs, balling out, finesse jig. Because I've taught myself and I've learned it. Now, when I'm throwing a jig, I have so much confidence in that. A lot of people might have confidence in a crankbait, might have confidence in a wacky rig, whatever. I throw a wacky rig quite a bit in the summer too, up in the shade. But what you got to learn about a jig, and like I said, most people won't throw it well. I don't feel comfortable. Get comfortable. Getting comfortable is from learning it, throwing it, having it on the boat. Gerald Swindle, he always talks about always have a jig tied on. And that was one thing that I started doing, is keeping a jig tied on and learning it, throwing it, learning how to present it, different presentations to them, get different reactions and bites. But most of all, just learn this different scenarios. Just like today in the summer, way up over 100 degrees, they're going to be looking for shade. It's not going to be long before they're going to start moving back into coves. And, you know, a lot of times in the summertime, your grass will be up. The grass will start dying down. And whenever that grass starts dying in, they're going to move to hard cover, lay downs, rock, anything solid. They'll get away from that grass because the oxygen's been depleted in it. So keep these things in mind. I appreciate you coming by the shop and sitting for a while. I know it's videos kind of scattered, but hey, it is what it is. We just like to get down here and talk and present a few things, and maybe you learned a thing or two. If you didn't, write a comment and tell me something. I'm not too old to learn, so I appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel, and y'all come on back down to the shop, and we'll sit and talk again. I appreciate it.